Hello everybody, I just wanted to do a super fast review of what we've done for research and what we've covered and what we should sort of understand up to now. So in front of you obviously you can now see a list of points that you should have gained through research and you will have gained if you've done the research. And if we just go through each of the assignments, we first started off with looking at the brief. Okay, so who's the brief? What is important here is looking at the target audience, 18 to 34 year olds, mainstreamers or aspirers. Then he did a bit more work on what a mainstream audience was and what an aspirer audience was also. In addition to that, you did quite an intensive piece of research on these things, and you looked at magazine covers and analysed these and wrote a detailed response as to how these could appeal to either a mainstream or aspirer audience. This also introduced you to the concept of the publishing houses, so the big publishing houses, the conglomerate companies such as TI Media and Dennis and so on. You looked at those and you did some work on those and responded to that. Excellent. Okay, so that was the first stage of research. We're understanding those things. Then the next thing that you looked at really was what is a magazine brand. And a magazine brand, once upon a time, magazines would have just been a physical paper magazine that you could buy from a newsagents, but now it involves much more than that. It is a website, and it's also involves video content as well. From that you understood more about what a double page spread was and an advertorial, but then we went on to do that in more detail. Then you looked at ways of seeing from John Berger, his influential book from the 1970s, and ways of looking at the media and the ways of understanding the media. And from this really what I wanted you to get was the idea of the future buyer and the fact that the media can make audiences envious of themselves and envious of what they could be by offering glamorous images of the future buyer. So that was the important thing to get out of that. People wrote excellent essays on that. It's really important. And then we looked in more detail at the front page. So what do you need to have on a front page? What are the key features of a front page? And it's just thinking through all the things that you would need to include in your own particular work. And you looked at examples that you will need for your research folder into different magazines. Following that, you then looked more at what a double page spread is and how that works, and that a double page spread has got certain features as well that you need to identify, and there's different styles of double page spreads. So obviously you've got to think about how you could create something like that. You will have to. Moving on, after that you looked at the advertorial. So what is an advertorial? And obviously the quick answer is it's an advert that's created in the style of a written article. It's a collaboration between the magazine and somebody who owns products that they want to advertise, but it doesn't look like a direct advert, but there's certain features that you've got to have in there as well. You've got to create one that could be a double page spread, or it could just be a single page as well. That will be up to you when you decide to actually produce this. And that's it. That's our whistle stop tour rather. And you can see the list of things here. I won't read through them, but that's an idea of what we covered during the research period.